Amazon Prime membership, which gives him one free Twitch subscription of his choice. Of course he subscribes to Critical Role. It's the power of teamwork. Die, die, die! On cast, agonizing ball! Stop him, Chetney! And look, there's Caleb with the power of introspection and existential dread.
Hey, before we continue, I would just say that I do not own nor am I associated with Critical Role. It's YouTube sports channels and this other online content. I'm just a fan sharing with the fans.
Please, I've told you so many times, just don't play with those, okay? They're super fragile, custom made.
And now we're back.
You know what? We have to film in about 30 minutes, so why don't you two just come with me? Come on.
Oh, it's Major Buzzkill here to take away all our fun. Oh, is it Thursday yet, bitch?
Certainly die.
Oh, good one.
Loot his corpse. Take his vest.
Would you please stop that?
Frog Smash!
Subscribe to Critical Role on Twitch and collect all 21 action figures. Alternate forms and familiars not included.
I feel like we should have come out of Rick already, but oh well. Here we go.
And welcome back.
Oh, no.
So, coming back into the 7th day of travel here, we have begun to crest over the gloomed jungles of Shenandoah.
Oh.
That
Did you fart out of your mouth?
That sure fucking felt like it. So weird. I'm
Matt,
real sorry,
You
man.
really set the mood.
I don't know why I try.
I was trying to keep it on the quiet here.
You
and
got
it
half
didn't
a
work.
sentence out.
And Ashley vomited her kidney on the table.
Takes me back. That's a vibe. Look. I'm hollow inside now, guys. There's nothing left.
I wasn't looking. All I heard was a fart.
I was really trying to make that quiet.
It's all good.
So I think that's why. Okay.
Someone roll a d20, please.
Oh, wait, no, it's not your turn.
Yeah, it's right.
Isn't
You're
it
going all the way
Marisha's
around.
It is, yeah.
No,
It's
but he
Marisha's.
just went.
Yeah,
He
I rolled
rolled
the chimera.
Yeah, it's Marisha's turn.
Okay, it's Marisha's turn.
Roll one.
But can we just
on.
Travis? Oh my god. No. 3. Isn't that what you rolled?
Yep.
Roll a d6 for me.
Oh no.
Maybe it'll be different. Roll
Just
4,
the
5,
same
or 6.
thing. 1 or 2.
4, 5, or 6.
Maybe
4,
this
5, or
thing.
6. 4, 5, or
I
6.
just went, shut up.
Roll high.
6.
3 again.
No, I think last time was 2.
No,
Oh, he rolled
so
3.
so when one's used in the journey, then it transitions into the lower numbers.
The lower or the higher?
The lower, the
No,
higher.
the lower.
Or should I just re-roll?
I'm no. So
Okay.
Now what?
The previous hours of the morning, you noticed, some of the grayer skies that were guiding you towards the southern reaches of Aeshanador. The beautiful, odd expanse before you, but the mists grow thicker, the temperature grows colder, and the sky grows ever, ever darker. Eventually, you begin to feel the first hits of rain. And the storm begins to take over here.
Shit, you never put your clothes back on?
Captain Sanders, do you have any, raincoats, ponchos, anything?
No, I'm just the driver.
Oh, okay.
Can you mend his clothes, London?
I assumed you had the hat. Oh, you messed up all your fucking clothes, didn't you?
No, they're fine. I mean, they just,
Do you want your hat back?
I have to sew
I just found it on the deck of the...
You're wearing that?
Traps
You don't know where that's been.
I have a bunch of ribbon. We could fashion
I was gonna say that's
a little
Like a
fit for
basket
you.
weave
leaves and bed bugs.
sort of shirt.
I'm fine.
He's wielding 4 chisels.
Attack.
2 chisels, 2 glass cutters.
The first flash of lightning and the sound of thunder begins to roll over before Xanis goes, okay, this is probably not the best weather. We're going to go ahead and take it down for a little bit, and we're just going to see if we can wait out the storm. Just get on your stuff. We'll slow down here, and begins to adjust the controls for the intensity of the broomstone as the ship begins to head down towards the canopy of the jungle. And right low as it does, the water is now falling in heavier sheets. The slickness of the deck becomes a bit of a challenge as you see some of the various materials and crates and supplies that are kept to the side begin to shift as the ship does,
boy.
like just gliding against the now somewhat dangerously slick surface.
Cool. That was perfectly timed.
Totally planned. But you are at the northern section of the jungles as the ship slows down. And this is going to lose about half a day of travel in trying to push through this storm.
Dope.
Yeah.
Can we camp out in the studio one night?
God, that would be really fun.
We don't really get this in California.
Honestly, sleep overnight in the studio, just us would be awesome.
Like push the
Okay, we'll
AC.
plan something. We'll plan something.
But like if we
Oh,
moved it in here and then we close these curtains. Okay,
Anyway,
let's do it. Sorry.
sorry.
Don't worry, we'll stream it. Don't worry.
S'mores on a little electric toaster.
Little s'mores makers.
But Xandis kind of slows down, kind of rests gently atop one of the kind of softer networks of canopy, and has to wait out the storm, which does extend your journey by another half day or so.
Are we already in the jungle, though?
You're at the very beginning of the jungle. You're like maybe 6 hours in.
And we don't know where we're going in the jungle, just that we're going to the jungle?
No, the instructions were to land in the jungle and then howl, and the Gorgine will find you.
Anywhere in the jungle?
At dusk, specific.
At dusk.
Is it dusk now?
I forget what the goal was.
It'll be if you wait longer. At the moment, it is not, but with time, you can wait till dusk if you'd like to.
Yeah, we're just over the beginnings of the gloomed jungle, right?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, if we're dropping lower, we could find a clearing, or it's one of the tops of those peaks that's kind of poking through the canopies of trees. If we wanted to navigate down, we could.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should.
Is everyone up for that?
I mean, we're trying to find out answers about your people.
Well, yes, but I think also, maybe the Gorgine could become like an ally or a resource for us, I mean, who knows what we're going up against, but the Nightmare King, creepy. So maybe we get some more of our own creepy.
What do you think they would want, though? Like, what would they get out of that?
In exchange, probably furniture, custom pieces. Maybe, are you asking outside of that?
Yeah, like, why would these folk who've been
isolating in a remote place to stay out of the attention of the civilization. Why would they want to help us?
Oh, that's true. It's really... This is still so new for me. With the recent loss of control, maybe they can teach me to harness it more. Or maybe there's more to unlock. Maybe I have to just like dig a little deeper. Maybe I could turn like a 3-headed werewolf or something.
Whoa.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It feels like this is what they do.
Do you like being a werewolf?
I do. I mean, it's exciting. It's new. It's invigorating. Plus, my senses are so heightened. I can smell everything, hear everything. I mean, I was pretty perceptive before, but it's not like this.
Are you smelling? Oh,
What do I smell like?
Just dead.
All right.
But not dead. It's strange.
What do I smell like?
Kind of like something crisp, like a little. There's almost like a tartness on it. It's interesting.
Okay, I can't believe I'm asking this. What do I smell like?
You have a very earthy scent.
That's all you got? Okay.
Well, like limestones, a little bit of shale, like marble.
Thank you.
And a couple of like some of the harder woods. Yeah. Petrified wood. It's a very similar smell.
I do oil, and occasionally I'll use wood oil. That will happen, like a lemon. Yeah.
I approve.
You know, if you just recently lost control because of the rudest flair, what if all of them are kind of undergoing such...
We're walking into a nightmare.
Yes, what if they're all like, oh no, we can't control ourselves. Ah.
Sure, I mean, that's the negative way to approach it, or we can have a positive outlook, and it could be like a fucking party. Just a bunch of really awesome werewolves living in a high society, functioning at an exceptional level. I mean, maybe they're like, building towers out of crystal. It could be like Fraggle Rock in there.
We haven't seen any towers.
Yeah.
I feel like if you have issues with moonlight, making it like transparent buildings is probably a really bad idea, actually, when you think about it.
You can see right in.
Well, we've been talking about this for ages. It's hard to get here, and we may never come back.
Plus, I feel like Ajit he knows what he's talking about. He wouldn't have sent us into harm's way.
I mean, it's a good point. They're in this dense... Oh, it's not really... Is it a dense jungle? Does it look like
it's a very dense jungle with just... the every now and then you see slight gaps in the canopy that show like glimmers of river or undergrowth. There is one major road that you see that is kind of carved out of the Hellcatch that leads into Ashanador that you would know is known as the Chalk Step Road. But even that vanishes into the canopy and only emerges at times when it gets to the higher part of certain ridges where the trees are a bit thinner. And there are like rock, mountain outcroppings that, while mostly overgrown, you do see kind of the kind of deep red, almost brown stone that then juts out, almost like just solitary teeth.
Well, maybe spend a couple of days hopping from outcrop to outcrop so that we have a getaway in case things do not go well.
Do see something that's kind of poking through down there if you want to look over the side.
I'll take a look.
You glance over and you see kind of a little ways off the road what looks to be a structure, or at least the remnants of a structure. Make a perception check.
Guidance. Is it a crystal tower?
Oh, ouchie.
Natural 1.
Oh.
2 us.
A 3.
Hard pressed to make out much detail from it.
Can I take a peek?
You want
Just because I'm
perception check or
peeking
something?
over the edge with him?
It's too hard to see in the storm. There's strong mists, and it just looks like the shadow of almost like a massive middle finger, just looking right at you.
Ashton.
Do you want somebody to help lift you up? Maybe you can't see anything because you can't actually see over the side of the ship. You need a boost. You need a little boost.
24.
24. You kind of just pop over Chetney and glance over, and you can see plainly through the mist as it kind of shifts by what looks to be like a military outpost, some sort of a stone-built watchtower with like a small fortress battlement, but it looks like it has sustained damage and been abandoned. There's just a section of the tower that remains, like half of it had been sundered by some sort of assault, and it does not appear to be manned at the moment, and some of it appears to be overgrown towards its base.
You mentioned like black, white, gray, and the canopy within like these pops of colors. Do the trees Is there vegetation and leaf on them, or are they dead?
The natural one, you have no idea.
But can we? Yeah, can we see the trees from where?
Yeah, they appear to be trees. I mean, they have vegetation. They have leaves. It looks like it's a textured jungle from this distance. Just the coloration is this odd tapestry. This smattering of colors that you don't see often in this sort of flora-based nature.
And where we're like kind of parked, are we at the top of the canopy, or have we gone below the?
There's nowhere to go beneath the canopy the size of the ship. The ship will not break the canopy. It's sitting like about 10 or so feet off the top of the canopy, and it's just slowly gliding across, kind of following the height, and that's where you saw the kind of the ruin off to the left-hand side of the ship.
Captain Xandis, while we're waiting out the storm, can we at least pull over closer to those ruins?
Oh yeah, sure. By all means, we'll go ahead and get the ladder put off the side if you're feeling fancy about exploring, and then we'll, check it out, I guess. Kind of cruises over.
Maybe we catch a whiff. You catch a whiff of your friends.
Yeah.
They automatically have to accept you, right?
No.
Oh, they could not like you at all and
When
chase
I made
us out
my
of the
way
woods.
through the Flocat Alps and into the northern part of the Savalier Wood back in where I came from, I came across another group of people like me, and Rodina, she always said, like, you learn from the wisest, but there's a pecking order, and you had to kind of earn your place.
Should have like a code word in case you want us to, instantly fuck any of them up.
Yeah, well, there's a code word amongst the wolves. You say, "Ba-ram-you."
No. Then they'll know we're coming.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't your friend? Was your friend also a werewolf, Durgy, or what was his name?
Gurge.
Durgy.
Great name.
Durgy.
Yeah. But he was just the contact in Drusar. Again, I'm just trying to learn more about this. They it didn't go well before, so I'm hoping for some instruction, maybe.
Did they kick you out?
Kind of.
Did they kick your ass?
No. But I was given a kind of a warning. Kind of an ultimatum.
What do you mean? What kind of an ultimatum?
Elaborate.
Well, it's they consider it a gift, but it's something they keep kind of, contained. So if you're careless with it, or if it starts to spread, they'll rein that in sometimes.
What does that mean?
Were you spreading it?
No, I haven't been, but I think there are times where it can kind of run amok and people get the wrong idea and are careless with the gift.
So if you would have potentially bitten.
Yeah, that would be bad. I think it's transmit. That's how I got it.
You were bitten?
Yeah.
By who?
By Gurge?
No, I was just trapping for food in the Savalier Wood. I made my way south out of Uthodurn, and so I was just living, doing my own surviving.
Insight check.
Yeah.
Oh, you want them both? Yeah.
Both of you make an inside check.
Jesus.
16.
You can roll a persuasion or deception check, your choice, and then give the answer based on what you think best fits it.
Persuasion check. 13 plus 0. It's just the truth.
Inside check.
That's a Travis inside check.
So then would that werewolf be in trouble for spreading it since they bit you?
Oh, I killed that werewolf.
How?
Well, I'm pretty crafty, but he was already a little fucked up. Anyway, he bit me, I killed him, and then he changed back, and that seemed strange. And then there was a group of people that I think were hunting him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like post-mortem, he changed back?
Yeah.
And then did the hunters hunt you instead?
No, I think that's kind of where the choice comes in. They give you a chance to, try and control it or see if it's going to go the wrong way. Some people just lose themselves to it, I guess. They get so excited by the primal nature of it, You can see.
How quick did it set in?
Calm down.
The first moon.
First moon.
Yeah.
What do you mean the person who attacked you was fucked up?
Oh, he was already kind of damaged.
Oh, I see.
I caught him in a trap, a snare. And when I went over there, it was just kind of dark, and I tried to finish him off, and he fucking hit me, and then he bit me, and I stabbed him in the neck, and I opened him up from navel to belly. And I just showered in all of it.
Oh, so you were like that before the wolf. I thought maybe that was what
Look, I
made
take
you...
it to the limit, okay? I don't have any half measures. It's all or nothing at 400 plus years old, okay? 500. What did I say?
You're 500 years old?
I'm pretty sure it's 500.
Roll a D100.
It's pretty clear that I am 700 years old.
So wise.
Yeah. So, but I think that structure still exists. So I'm sure there's somebody that's going to be the alpha, and you just have to submit to that at first, and then try and prove yourself. And maybe they'll be able to teach me how to avoid the red flare. Or maybe they know more about that. I just don't want to be a danger to this group.
No, you need to have some way of controlling it. Maybe it's a breathing exercise. Maybe you just sort of imagine something like close your eyes and just think about like a happy thought or a happy place, or like what's the thing that you most want to do?
I love working with wood.
Well, of course, yeah.
They're just surrounded by supple wood.
It's a forest.
And tools. Oh, yes. Well, actually, harvesting the wood can be quite a bitch. Plus, you have to be very selective in your wood choices.
So this is already prepped wood in blocks.
Oh, yes.
And you're just surrounded by it.
Yeah.
That's a cabin.
A cabin. I have a dream.
So, when we
to aspire to.
When we run into the what do you want us to do? Do you want us to just stand behind you and look badass? Do you want to? We'll let you take the lead. Of course.
I think animal behavior is kind of the place, so you don't have to be totally submissive, but maybe just a little acknowledgement of them.
If animal behavior is at play, does that mean that you're going to have to challenge the alpha for respect or anything?
No, not unless I wanted to be the alpha.
Well, you are the alpha. It doesn't say that on your arm.
Recognize the alpha. Most people would not look at me and think, "Yep, there goes an alpha." You have to find it inside of yourself. Recognize it in your day-to-day life. F.C.G. There's an alpha in all of us.
Even in me?
Sure. You don't have to be subservient to anyone. But that doesn't mean we're going to not be subservient to the Gorgine, because they'll fucking tear our heads off.
All right.
Right. It's, I don't want to lead them. I want to learn from them, I think. And maybe
that may be directly the original name of...
Gordy throws the ladder off the side of the ship.
Of werewolves.
Just off the side as the...
Yeah, if you want to find out, you got to fuck around. You ready?
I'm ready. Does everyone want to come with, or maybe I should go first? Or
We all have to go.
Let's all fuck around.
Are we going to tell them that you went to another level when there was a flare, or we're gonna leave that alone?
Maybe we'll get there.
Okay, we'll take your. You take
just
the
in
lead.
case I'm like a super werewolf.
Yeah, because you might be. Who knows?
They might not know anything.
They might not know anything.
You might be the first they hear of this insanity.
Insanity is a word choice. Okay. Okay.
Lunacy.
Start waking up.
As
Follow him down.
You all begin to climb down, the rain battering you. You keep around you whatever the thickest amount of clothing and protection against the elements you can muster. And one by one, travel down. The rope ladder at this height hits and gathers at the top of this tower. As soon as you step on down and kind of land, you can see the canopy is maybe about 15 feet below the apex of this. And you can see what looks to be a mounted structure where maybe like a spyglass of some kind was once there, but it has since been pulled off of its mooring and is nowhere to be seen. The stone top of this tower is about half crumbled and vanished below, and it looks like most of the tower is kind of fallen inward except for this one little portion at the top, which is about 15 by 10 feet. So all of you stepping onto it, it's pretty close quarters. But it looks like there's at least enough of the tumbled ruin down below and some of the roots and vines that have since been kind of draped over it or have grown through the broken stone that you could probably climb down without too much of an issue to the lower portions if you'd like.
Does it feel stable?
It is still raining on you, yeah.
Does it feel stable?
Yeah. It feels stable enough where you're standing.
Okay.
Did you ask the same question
Oh, we
at the
did.
same time? And
Yeah.
then you apologized to each other, and then he asked the same
Oh, shit.
It was pretty great. It was pretty great. I thought you were clarifying for me multiple times. I was like, I get it.
On the
Jeez.
same wavelength.
Can I cast Mage Armor on myself?
You may.
Thank you.
Do we want to be a little quiet? I can help us be a little quiet.
Well, we
Seems
want to
wise,
find
right?
these people, right?
Well, I
Sure,
think
but nothing else.
I think they come to us. I wouldn't venture into these woods.
Since they're such a smell-based people, should we make a smell so they can sense us?
F.C.G, can you make, other than being named after one, can you make one?
I don't smell things. I don't know how it works. Can you guys just sort of produce a smell at will, or does
Fern,
is
do
that
another
not
mouth fart.
Some of us.
Let me drink some more Dr. Pepper.
Well, we already have instructions on how to find them. I think we're just
But like I have incense or something if you wanted to like.
we howl at dusk.
I feel like I've asked you before, why do you have incense? If you can't smell.
I mean, it's a spell component.
I was softballing. Okay.
I found it.
Do we remember? But as the storms are
Because
rolling
when
in,
I do smell, I'll be able to smell that first.
do we have an idea of how far away dusk might be, or can we tell through the cloud cover?
It's probably a couple hours. Like it's not too far away from us. You guys have been traveling for the better part of the day, and then even coming under the storm in these conversations. So it's maybe 2 to 3 hours away.
I guess we could venture into the wood a bit.
Do we want to be quiet in the woods, or do we want to make noise?
No, be quiet.
Quiet's good.
All right, everybody gather around.
Do you want to make a smell?
No,
No?
I don't think so.
Apart from the one you already make.
I kind of want to stick to the instructions on this one.
All right, let's pass without a trace. If we're doing this, then I'm gonna pass without a trace.
Okay. So you cast Pass Without a Trace. The rest of you begin to slowly climb down the slick, exposed stone exterior of the partially destroyed military outpost. As you begin to track down, loose stones begin to stumble off and clack down below, and you also hear the sound of critters that have made a home of this kind of hollow, abandoned space that begin to scatter about and vanish into the surrounding jungle. You can see now that this was blown open. There are signs of heavily burned and destroyed wood. It looks like it's been picked clean of anything of worth and use. And it's more than anything, it's just a reminder of the Apex War, the pointlessness of what it wrought in the end. But it does offer momentary shelter. It does offer momentary shelter.
That is so
dense.
This guy.
Humble, if nothing else.
If nothing else.
You should have given the award her shoes.
That is the best part. That is the best part.
That would have been amazing. We'll fix it in post.
Yeah.
But you have a bit of shelter here from the immediate cold dampness of the storm as you kind of find it more peaceful beneath the canopy here, though the lack of verdant green and instead the gathering of the blacks and grays and purples make it a unique jungle atmosphere.
Can I give it now that we're under some cover, just a smell?
Make a perception check.
I would like to separately, with ears and eyes, back up Johnny.
You as well?
I'm going to use advantage with heightened senses.
You got it.
15.
Okay. 15. Glancing about, it's unique. The bark of the trees, now that you look past the canopy, largely sits in the spectrum, and it is, it looks like most of them are a very pale bleached white with almost like a thicker, darker, deep brown burgundy, in some places almost a black secondary bark coat that it almost looks like a venom symbiote type growth on it, but it is part of the tree's bark that kind of just wraps up and around, kind of reaching up into the branches. It does smell like a natural jungle. There is, I will say, a unique kind of a fungal quality to the smell, to the earthiness there, that is unique than maybe some of the jungles that you've wandered through in your past.
Just off of that, I'll relay, just in case, look out for any growth, like fauna that might produce a spore. Just kind of watch out where you tread, just in case. Get a little set on the tip of my nose.
Wow.
Hey, don't do that. It's my job, eh? It's more business.
I'm just such a fan.
Okay, just.
Sorry.
I love that you treat Pate kind of like the troupe of announcers in the Phantom Toll booth of Dictionopolis, and there's the one little guy that goes like "Ciao," and they like kick him back.
No.
Yep.
Not now.
Weird tangent.
Watch
Anyway,
Toll Booth.
it's worth watching. It holds up great.
Every time.
Every time. But are you waiting for the dusk?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the transition is more challenging to gauge under the current conditions. The light does begin to dim, and there is a faint coloration change to where you denote this to be likely around dusk.
Okay. We're gonna do this thing. Light this candle. You ready?
You want us to do it with you?
No.
Oh.
We want to give a sense of strength as we howl.
Strength?
It's no offense, but just watch, and I'll grab like my Adam's apple, and I'll just rip down my body like a zipper on a hoodie. It'll just peel off gently as the giant wolf.
I'm gonna cast enhance ability on you, and give you Eagle's Splendor. I know eagle is not a wolf, but it's a wolf eagle.
Okay.
Advantage on all charisma type checks.
All right. Nice. So as you howling style tear through your flesh once more.
Every time.
Do you have? All right.
Classical.
The howl is
Does that do it for you, Lon?
piercing and at the same time resonant. It cuts through your bodies to the point where you feel kind of the bassy vibration as well as the higher end at the same time. It would send your blood cold if you didn't know the source. And even knowing the source, you can't help but be even further impressed by the beast that is forever hidden within your gnomish compatriot. Go ahead and roll me, because if you're a spell, go ahead and roll 2d20s for me and just tell me what the higher number is.
10.
10 is the highest number? Okay.
10 over 2.
Go with the 10. Nothing.
I'm sure it takes a minute.
Maybe the thunder is like drowning you out.
With you.
I suppose it's just my pride.
But won't they know that it's not a wolf? You know, like when you try to talk to an animal sometimes.
I'll just ears shifting for any kind of like crack in the foliage, any movement, anything.
Mm-hmm. Make a perception check.
Heightened senses.
Yeah.
12.
Okay. Listening out through the sounds of the rainfall across the numerous branches and leaves above. Nothing catches your ear. You wait for a good solid hour.
Oh, shit. Oh, I think oh no.
What?
Maybe before the hour is up. I'll go, all right, fine. Team effort.
Well, what if Fern
turns into a wolf?
Yeah, I could do that, definitely. I'm
I
just
think I can only hold it for an hour.
double checking there.
Correct. You can take a short rest to regain it, though, if I correct.
That's true.
Yeah. Yes.
I thought it. I ain't gonna say it.
All right. Should I help you?
Sure.
I'm a wolf.
All right. So
I'm
a wolf.
Just remember, I'm a wolf.
You can all join too on the count of 3. 1, 3.
So tempted. But people are sleeping in this house.
Do you know what a wolf is?
Beep, beep, bloop, bloop, bleep.
Oh. Scratch,
So
scratch, scratch.
tempting.
That one sounded hurt.
That's a baby.
different sounds all seem to echo at distances you're unaware of. Far, but just barely audible by your acute hearing senses.
Most in a particular direction?
It's kind of hard to hear in the storm.
Yeah, yeah.
Not with the perception roll you rolled earlier.
How far away from the tower are we right now?
We're just at the bottom of the peak, right?
Yeah, you're still kind of, you probably stepped out from the ruin to go ahead and do that, but
Might be worth
if you'd like
here
to,
so
using the wolves.
just in case things go wrong, have some cover.
Well, you also can use your wisdom if you'd like to. You
Yeah.
can use your perception because you are a druid. But you still get the keen senses, so you get advantage on it.
Whoa!
Nah.
Okay. 24.
24.
Stay down.
Okay.
Why?
The best you can tell, they all are in kind of an eastward direction of where you are, and they weren't directly in the same direction, which means there may have been a scattered troop.
It sounded like they were.
I'll drop the wolf form.
Okay.
Well, the storm's not letting up, and it sounded like they were a bit away. We could take like a short rest and just see if anyone comes closer, and then we could head in that direction. Nobody finds us. Does that sound all right?
Yeah, sounds great. We can. There's probably enough cover in this thing for a little bit and get out of the rain.
How long can you stay like that? You're a wolf. Shit.
She can understand. I can hear her.
Understand.
Yeah, scratch the ground.
I ask her mentally, how long can you stay like this? You can answer me.
Give me 2 seconds.
She's doing some
yes.
math.
I can
2
do
hours.
it for 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
3
Oh.
hours.
Okay, well, maybe you and I will just keep our noses to the air and see if anyone comes our way, and we'll start a short rest.
I'll just
Okay.
post outside.
Okay. As the rain continues to fall, the color gets darker and darker, and the gray storm above becomes the black abyss above. The cold rain does not let up. The occasional flashes of lightning light up the canopy from above, like this dull glow that just and then fades.
And light a small fire for us.
Okay.
Burnt charcoal and broken wood around.
Easy enough to do. There are a number of shards of broken furniture and such that were kind of left beneath the protected and uncrumbled parts of the stronghold tower. So you go ahead and make some kindling and set a small fire as you all rest for a bit.
Orm's gonna sit on Fern like Son on Moro the Wolf.
Yes.
Continue to watch out.
Are you under the canopy or are you in the rain?
In the rain.
I'm going to use my mage hand above them just to keep the rain off of them.
I'll help gather some wood. I like the rain.
I'm listening.
Both of you make perception checks.
Heightened senses. Better.
I have.
18.
Wait, do I have advantage on this?
You do because of your
Yes. Okay. 21.
21. Okay.
22. Sorry.
22.
Yes.
That makes a difference.
Okay.
As you're all kind of sitting around the fire, kind of glancing about, Fern, in your wolven form, you glance over and see as Laudna is by the fire, just kind of, trying to keep warm, kind of staring into it, a shape seems to, drop from one of the sections of stone ruin that's open in the wall, and just kind of
I'm gonna tense so Orem knows.
You don't know this.
I'm gonna tense up so Orem knows and point with my nose.
Plus we have a mental connection, just so you
Yes.
know.
You glance over, and in the shadow, all you see for a moment is the flash of 2 yellow eyes, as it seems the light catches something animalistic.
Imogen? So, there's something out here.
Something out where?
Outside.
Is it outside or is it inside?
There's a stone wall behind Laudna, and there's a section of stone that is out of it, roughly about 2 feet wide by about 3.5 feet tall. Looks like part of it's crumbled inward, and a shape just kind of glanced through it and then darted behind it.
Point blade.
It's behind Laudna? Is what you said?
Looking around.
Did I say that?
I don't know. Did you? Or did he?
I think he did.
Jungle pigeons.
We didn't complete the short rest, right?
You did. It's been like an hour and a half.
I take out pate. I used to do this with you all the time.
Yeah.
Do an interpretive dance for me.
You throw him in the fire?
Dance for Mama.
Shit, Mama.
Sing for me. Make a little shadow puppets on the wall. Do a little dance.
All right. Just give me a theme. Something to work with.
Oh, all right. Well, we're in this old tower where there used to be a war back in the Apex War.
Yeah.
So give me a tale of battle and death and horror.
All right. I need some music.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom.
It just goes into starts going into this
Thank you.
this oddly disjointed, horrifying, but beautiful journey of. No, it's real bad. It's incomprehensible. You can't. At times, you think either he's dancing or he's having a physical issue. You're uncertain, but he seems into it at the very least. While this is happening, you glancing with your high passive perception,
start to sing and
you
dance
see
quietly.
2 other sets of eyes just kind of appear in the shadows outside of the ruin.
I guess I'll mentally tell Chet, I think they're here.
I'll kind of step out where Fern and Orm are.
And you see, as stepping out of the rain, hood up, a humanoid figure, wide shoulders. Looks like in one hand is a giant hammer. Just this massive iron head on it, and this tightly leather-wrapped long handle. It's probably close to 7 feet long. It looks to be about a 6.5 foot tall figure. It steps through, and you can see what looks to be dark gray-brown hide armor. The cloak itself is a jet black coloration, and beneath the hood you can see what looks to be the snout of a deep red-orange tiger.
Deep red-orange tiger?
There's a weird tiger.
Tiger.
Yeah.
The hood pulls back. You can see the kind of wild spiked hair, this mane that curls back over the tiger head. The eyes now with this low light is just the firelight hitting it, and it's causing that unique kind of flash of glow and color as it shifts its head, looking and taking all of you in.
You're surrounded. But you called. Tell us why before we cut you down.
I told you, kill or be killed. I come seeking an audience with...
I spelled this terribly.
Davashila?
Kind of looks around the rest. Make a Make a persuasion check.
You still have enhanced
Advantage
abilities?
from the
It's been like
hands.
2 hours now, hasn't it?
It's been 2 hours since the original HAL. If you wanted to cast it again,
I would love to cast it again.
I would allow it for the time being, yeah.
What is that? I think it's just advantage.
Advantage.
Just advantage.
I'll take it.
Better than 10.
Yes, 16.
Well, you found her.
Awesome.
It's an honor. I've never met her. You're beautiful. So sorry, I was set by Ajit Dial back in Drusar.
How do you say the name?
Davashila, I think? I'll have to look at the spelling again.
We're in Drusar. I come from Wild Mountain. I was told that the Gorgine might be someone that could share some wisdom or insight into my condition. I too am like you.
Snaps. And then from all the other sides, you see what looks to be 5 other figures step kind of surrounding your troop. You see one lithe, thin, what looks to be a panther lycanthrope with jet black fur, one kind of milky white eye, and what looks to be dark brown leathers with 2 short swords kind of out to the sides that just kind of like leans in. You also see, dressed in pale gray leather with metallic bracers, another werewolf. This one with a wide back and what looks to be like a stocky center. And this one has a heavy crossbow in its grasp and it's kind of like leans forward.
I am living right now.
Beyond that, you see another werewolf, one massive wereboar with like a dark gray kind of wiry tuft fur across its body and a large snout with tusks that curl outward, as well as what looks to be a massive bipedal grizzly bear of a man.
We're in Centaur world.
More or less.
This is awesome. I say in my head to everybody.
Does the wereboar or the werebear have any armaments or weapons on them?
You don't see any at the moment. It just looks like it's kind of like cracking its knuckles.
He doesn't need him, he's a bear.
You don't arm bears.
So, you have our attention.
The right to bear.
What is it you seek with us?
I seek to learn more about my gift. It's relatively new to me, but I find it makes me more powerful, more savage, more desirable. I was hoping maybe there was something that I could learn from the Gorgine. Plus, we're coming up against incredible odds ourselves in things that affect this realm, and perhaps we could exchange what we know and for some insight or wisdom that you may have gleaned.
There are some who find us wanting our gift. Show me your true self.
Yeah, bitch! And I'll grab my thighs and like Magic Mike, I just fucking
Why?
And I just start like a fucking flash dance. And I go over and pull on a branch and like rain falls down.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
Yes.
He's gonna live forever.
They stand there, the head kind of cocked to one side.
Sure.
Detect thoughts.
You cast detect thoughts?
Yeah.
Okay, the first surface thought you get is, what the fuck is this? Like, there's an amusement there, but definitely a, like, okay.
Well, friends of Ajit's are possible allies of ours.
Did you say that?
read minds.
No, this is what's saying.
Well, this storm does not behoove these conversations. And, I assume that's yours.
They point up, and you can see like the glowing blue of the partially visible broomstone of your skyship that's still kind of just resting right above the tower. That is just kind of this odd, dull beacon over the entire jungle here in the night sky.
That stealth thing really worked.
We've been followed. We should take it down.
No, wait, what?
No, it's ours. Yeah, it's further with us.
You saw some of them like starting to go for their weapons.
All right, well. Can you all travel at night in this weather? Fine. And your ship will be fine to stay here.
Yes, we'll communicate when our return will be. Right, Imogen?
Yeah. Tell them we'll be back. When will we be back?
We'll just call when we're ready to come.
I'll call you when we're ready to head out.
Captain Zen responds with, "Okay, I mean, you're the bosses now. Just if you come back and we're not here, either we're dead or we escaped from being dead. So,
Great.
Cool.
Hopefully they don't die while we're here.
Maybe we'll let them know. Okay, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Okay.
Stay close. I'll take you to the village.
This is good. This is good.
Is it all right if I use my my lights in the woods, or is it bad if I use my lights?
How bright are your lights?
Not too bright, and I'll bring them out. Just little flickering purple.
Maybe just stay close and follow. There are dangerous things that wander these woods at night. Here. Let Uther take you.
And the werebore kind of like...
Hey, get on my back, guy.
All right.
Climb up, and it's very easy to grab this, like, the heavy, thick, kind of wiry fur of this werebore. You get up onto its side and put your hands over, kind of reaches
Kinda
up
like
and kind
riding a horse a
of... Pretty
bit?
much, yeah,
All right.
kind of pats your arm and goes,
hold on, now.
All right.
My tire's a little slippery in the mud. Can I get a lift on somebody too?
I'll kind of give you an odd look.
I'll take him. It's fine. F.C.G with me.
Are the rest of you join us in your true forms as well?
Oh.
Chat.
Oh.
Sorry. Clarification. It's just me.
Sort of her.
And, yeah.
But not really.
Not really.
I'm gonna sit back on my haunches.
Whoa. Okay.
And try to do like the wave that dogs try to do.
Mm-hmm.
My paw.
But Ajit speaks for them as well.
We'll be fine to travel. Fellas, the zigzag return.
Zigzag return?
Sir,
stay close.
Bob and weave, bob and weave.
And the group of them kind of pals up with you. Those of you that don't like you move with mighty speed, you pick up pretty quick to follow suit.
I'm on Fern's back.
Yeah. You go jump onto Fern's back. You get grabbed by that, and the two of you actually are allowed to join your choice of current members, if you'd like.
You want to ride a bear? You want to ride a tiger?
Ooh, a
you
panther?
I don't know if I have dark vision.
What's your fantasy?
How bad is not having dark vision right now?
The panther definitely matches my aesthetic. I like to be monochromatic, so.
How bad is not having dark vision now?
The goth lichen.
Not having dark vision?
Yeah.
It's not great. You can see shapes in the flashes of lightning, but beyond that, it's pretty dark.
I'll partner up then. Yeah.
Okay.
I go to the panther. And, hello.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
I'm Lodna.
I'm Manad.
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 Manad. Minot.
kind of grins, and you can see there's like a kind of starkly green eyes, and just kind of a warm smile that when you get up close, you kind of see there's kind of a half-cocked DreamWorks grin to this panther.
You know, I have a scary form too, but it's not like werewolf stuff. But I can be scary if that's more like appropriate.
I mean, I ain't gonna get in front of you. Just go for it.
Oh. Okay, so I get on him.
Does it make you heavier?
I don't know. Does it? My former drum making, I'm made of paper.
I was gonna say you probably weigh like 10 pounds wet.
Yeah. I wrap my arms around him, and I put my hands together, and I transform, and they kind of meld around his rib cage to almost make like a bark shape around him, like a bark skin armor, as I latch onto him.
Not gonna lie, kinda hate it, kinda into it.
I hate
good.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go.
And they all start taking off into the forest, kind of just all darting off. And you watch as they go. As you travel as a pack, it's like pushing through the midst of this heavily rained jungle, pushing past, jumping onto the edge of jungle trees, then leaping off this direction. They are definitely taking not a direct straight route. They are traveling at odd angles. And within about 20 minutes of travel, you realize they succeeded in what they're trying to do. You have no idea where you are or what direction to travel. They have obfuscated the path to wherever their destination is, except for those who are currently guiding themselves, which is, looking at this troop, just you two. Both of you make a survival check to see if you can recall the path that you are being led through.
Survival, advantage.
Let's connect.
Follow tracks, hunt one game, guide your group. Yeah, so advantage. 17.
17?
12.
12, okay.
Technically, would you be assisting with this or no?
No.
Yeah, since you're on.
Do you have dark vision?
No.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, wait. No, I don't. So.
But no. So you may be able to retrace your steps from this path. It would be another roll to do so, but at least you have it locked in your brain, a possibility should you need to.
Okay.
But pushing onward, close to almost an hour or so of travel, their mighty, angry, growling, snarling hunt sprint begins to slow to a more moderate pace. And then, one by one, their forms begin to drop into their less bestial forms. The werebore, Uther, as you kind of like, and you're now clutching onto the back of a cloak. Lucy, you look to see a human man in his, what looks to me like late 50s, early 60s. Short gray hair with kind of a bushier beard. Just kind of gather around his face. He's got like a medium tan skin, and looks like missing like a tooth or two in the front of his jaw. But he kind of looks over the shoulder towards you. Hey, sorry.
No. Thank you for the ride.
We're close, but thanks for hanging out.
Wait, what was your name?
Uther.
Uther. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
You as well.
You watch as Minod transforms from the panther into what looks to be a scrawny orc of gray complexion, long kind of black tangled hair over his gray skin, big tusks in the front, and a goatee that kind of frames the space in the front. Well kept for a figure that lives out in the middle of the wilds. Still the same piercing green eyes. Turns around and goes, "Well, nice to meet you. I mean, formally face-to-face compared to how it was before, but...
Pleasure to meet you, too.
Yeah.
And hope that wasn't uncomfortable. You did
if you don't
get
mind, yeah.
Splinters. Yeah, no, good.
You also see the were-tiger revert into now what looks to be a female human in her late 40s or so, with short, dark red hair with gray streaks in like 3 places that kind of just push to the back. Very intense expression, kind of a severe, almost perpetually clenched jaw, And at no point does she seem to look more than ahead and kind of looking around the surroundings. All right. Welcome to Baranak. And rounding a bend, you can just see a glimmer of almost this firelight, kind of just refracting off the wetness of the nearby trees. And turning around this kind of rocky hillside, you see before you a collection of elaborate jungle tree houses and huts connected by rope bridges and ladders. It is a village, a uniquely built mid-jungle hidden society with, at an initial glance, 2 to 3 dozen people seem to be in the process of gathering around what looks to be a central small collected fire pit. You immediately can see that there are like hide stretchers that are currently under dried canopies of gathered branches and leaves. You can see a central statue, like some sort of oddly carved statue that's just beyond the bonfire. You can't make out the details on it. This place has gardens that are cultivated and looks like elements of small farmland that have been kept here in the middle of the jungle with all sorts of root vegetables and such that are just starting to sprout. This is a commune here amongst the natural space. As you step in, some people begin to stand up and turn around, and as they turn around, rapidly spinning, you can see some of them like grow wider for a second before they shrink back down to their more humanoid form and kind of give a wave to the hunting pack as it arrives with the rest of you.
Are there any children in the mix?
At the moment, you do not see any children. At this point, Manad turns around and goes, "Oh, by the way, if you tell anyone about this place, we'll have to find and kill you. Hope you understand."
It was expected.
Yeah. So it's fine. Just don't tell anyone.
You can trust us.
We don't know anybody else practically, so.
See, that works to your advantage. Me, I barely know anyone. They all continue walking in, and the people you met look like soldiers, warriors, trained fighters. And you see a few more amongst the populace here, but you also see people that just look like people. Farmers, some, dirty, kind of setting down their bundles of tinder and twigs. You see an individual that is collecting rainwater and is now dispensing it to other folk who have simple clay mugs. It's just a small society here. Everyone kind of watches you all with untrusting eyes as the new strangers in this space. And as you begin to approach them, kind of take a step back just to maintain a distance. At this point, you notice that the larger werewolf, the barrel-shaped werewolf, has reduced form into a deeply green-scaled dragonborn. Pale blue eyes. Steps forward. Friends, we have temporary guests here among us, and behest of another one, brought to us with a gift, seeking training, so treat them with respect. And should you see them lose their way, you know what to do.
Did he just say other one?
That means gently. The other, he's another one of them.
I was right.
Unless they meant
you. I thought they meant Archers.
Oh. Thank you. We mean harm and come with the intent of discovery and goodwill.
Doesn't sound very alpha.
Oh, no, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. The woman who was once the were-tiger now kind of stands before your troop is handed what looks to be a somewhat beaten up stein of some kind. That kind of swirls it a bit and takes a sip. My real name is Annalyn. The name you were given was a password of trust of sorts.
Oh.
It was the name I once took. But it's not often someone brings such a large collection of characters here for simple training. You said there are more pressing matters ahead.
Yes, my friends, and they are my friends. We call ourselves Bell's Hells. We right wrongs and cause other wrongs. It's not really important, but there are things at play. And before, my intent had just become to come and learn, to try and control the beast within, but it hadn't been as hard before. Lately, there have been new developments that have made it a little more unpredictable. Could I ask, have you had any strange experiences with the red moon flaring of late?
They all kind of glance at each other. Ruidus does bring with it a particular itch. It always has. Stronger as it grows in recent times, but no more than that. If you come here to... And you see now here in like the firelight of the central fire of the village, she really kind of takes a full inspection of you. You hold yourself like you have seen some training, and I can see scars along your body. This is not your first encounter with Hemocraft, is it?
No. No, it's not.
You have taken the Hunter's Bane already.
I have.
Huh. Well then. Welcome to the Gorgine. Now, there is much to learn and much to train. Many weeks to work on how we can hone your abilities and tackle the seed of this discomfort and uncontrolled beast within.
Weeks? You don't happen to have like a weekend seminar or, like a downloadable PDF?
These words make no sense to my ears.
Sorry. Yeah. I have some experience with it, true, and the itch I felt with Ruidus. You're not able to predict when the moon will flare, are you? Or are you just at its mercy?
It has flared more often as of late than ever, but no, it is not a prediction more than the itch comes when it does shine.
How strong is that itch?
Nothing to worry about. At least not for us. What is different about you?
I'm not sure. It started as an itch, but it...
Can I just check body postures? Are they still relaxed? Everybody's cool.
Make an insight check.
11.
And everyone seems to be standing as they were, though they're all definitely listening intently to what you're saying.
Fuck it. It was more than an itch. Like a compulsion. I'm sorry to say I lost myself to the desire to change, and I had to have a little sense knocked into me to come out of it.
So you have lost the control of your beast.
Just once.
The discipline required outside of this strange
uncontrolled itch is a lifelong discipline. What you are asking for, if not beyond our training, will take a lot of time and focus. At least within the limits of Hemocraft.
And are you all practitioners of Hemocraft?
Not all of them. Just those of us who began to cultivate this troop. A number of them are just individuals that came looking for protection away from society, and the early, most basic means of keeping it at bay. For us to control it, to harness it, well, those are the ones who take to the craft of the blood.
I got my work cut out for me.
Should we come back in a few weeks and pick you up?
There's so much to do. We're on our way to Eos. Don't suppose you spent a lot of time there.
I can do this?
Not particularly, though. We do have an arrangement with an individual there. The Gogine do not have a welcome place amongst the bulk of society for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
A contract here, a contract there, but largely, eventually, most clients seem to turn when they realize there is money to be made and your usefulness has come to an end. So we were a bit nomadic for some time. But we have made an accord in recent years with the Court of the Lambent Path within Eos. They have allowed us to continue living within the Gloom Jungles in secrecy, so long as they allow us to exist. We maintain the safety of the roads through the jungle, hunting and eliminating unnatural threats that begin to take root here. We hunt, bring trophies back to our connection at the court's behest, make some coin, and occasionally keep an eye on some outside interests. But we have an arrangement.
Court of the Lambent Path. That's not the first time we've heard of that.
Yeah, we did.
The Court of the Lambent Path is the governing body of Aeshanador, and was the other side of the Apex War than the Stratos Throne of the Talent Islands. You do know it to be a very erudite, largely orcish society that sits to the southeast of here. Yeah.
You get to roam the woods, but you trim it when bad things take root.
More or less. We are, if anything, beings that embrace the nature of the hunt, under the guidance of Sayadon. And you, sir, gesture over towards that stone statue that you hadn't really gotten a good look at. And now that you look over towards it, and your eyes have adjusted to the modicum of light that exists here, it is a 12-foot tall stone sculpture. It looks to be semi-humanoid, semi-bestial, and it's simple. It isn't extremely well detailed, but it definitely strikes now in this light what looks to be an arched back with arms out, with multiple heads, almost like 3 various bestial heads, all howling or growling upward. You're unable to make out what sort of beast forms they may be, but it definitely has this kind of natural predator aesthetic to its body. In one hand, you see what looks to be like a heart, just resting within its clawed grasp. And the other, a growing sapling.
A growing what?
Sapling. How old does this statue look?
Make an investigation check.
That is what I'm known for. 17.
17. It looks fairly old. Just looking at the weathering on it, the mild damage it sustained, it's probably well over 100 years at least.
Okay.
And
so
the name they used was Sayadon?
Sayadon.
Sayadon.
Sahyaadon.
On a side note, quietly sitting on Fern's back through all this and letting Chet steer all of it, Orm has just been silently watching all of the warriors that brought us here, watching how they carry themselves, watching, like their gait, their presence. And I would love to get a sense of the group, because we've been here for like 10 or 20 minutes. Is their current HP, using Know Your Enemy, current HP and total class level, like on par with us, higher than us? Or me, I guess it's supposed to be.
I'd say it varies.
Yeah.
Some of them are a little bit higher. Some of it are on par. Some appear to be a little more of, a little lower, a little more journeyman in their experience, but definitely experience.
And Davashila, probably the brightest penny in the bunch.
Davashila, who has given their true name to be...
Annalena.
Yeah.
Annalena or Annalyn?
Annalyn.
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 Like a He-Man villain.
More pleasant cousin.
Annalyn is definitely stronger than you.
Yeah.
But, and you see there's like a moment of contemplation for a second. Do you know of Sayadon?
No, I don't.
The keeper of the savage heart. Sayadon is a powerful ancient spirit of these jungles. A Shanador lore speaks that she is the protector of both hunter and prey, to maintain the balance of the living jungle. They shun magic that harms the natural order, and have long watched over this entire land, this entire region. Some say that the spirit has always existed. Others believe that it is a vigilant spirit under Saratani. Those of you who speak Marquesian?
I do.
Saratani is the Marquesian name for the Wild Mother.
For the Wild Mother.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like a champion of the Wild Mother, or
they're saying a spirit.
This is the spirit of
the Wild.
This is a spirit.
A spirit.
I wonder if maybe it has more wisdom to share for your predicament than we do, since you are in such a hurry to do such big things.
I would be interested to learn, to make myself available to any such wisdom.
Such a reach.
Come, you all look hungry. Please, supply them with meals. We will convene but a moment.
And she stands up, and some of the individuals that escorted you here, as well as a handful of others that are kind of just watching, arms crossed, kind of assessing the new arrivals with a varying spread of curiosity, worry, or disdain, all kind of gather as a troop of 12 of them talking quite a ways away, while some of the civilian folk begin to approach. You see what looks to be a young male gnome, probably visually human in his 30s, but who knows what age he might actually be. Has a kind of two big kind of curly tufts of brown hair on the sides, and a big pair of square glasses. It looks like a tiny Steve Brule, if you will, who approaches with a big wooden bowl that's filled with all manner of oddly curved tubers and potatoes that have just all manner of root outcroppings. Some of them have like a unique color striation that goes from like a deep brown to a pale white, almost like a Tim Burton pattern across it. Kind of leans in and goes,
You're welcome to eat. I picked them just today. They're nice and fresh.
Oh, it's very generous. Very generous.
Right in.
Yeah. Do we recognize any of these roots or anything?
A little late.
I don't. You tell me. These, how in your upbringing, how interested would you have been of more rare vegetables from outside regions in your household?
Big tuber enthusiast?
Well, Master Faramore was a big connoisseur. He prided himself on knowing various things and liking different tastes and whatnot.
Okay. You would know this to be a mistfuzz tuber. And you tried it once as a child, and you hated it. It has an oddly citrus flavor to it, but in more the sharp sourness. When it's prepared with sugar, it can create kind of like a savory combination blend. But when you were young, you did not like it at all. And you remember like tasting it and spitting it out the one time.
All right.
That's very kind of you. Thank you for your generosity. Your name?
Oh, hi. It's nice to meet you. My,
right, just lost it. There we go.
I'm Tarad Cornet. As you're appreciating wondrous Sayadon, me and a few other people who live here just are caretakers of this extension of the shrine.
It's incredible.
Thank you.
Piece. My name is Chetney Poc-O-Pea. Where the bells hells. Thank you for your hospitality.
Of course, it's nice to have another gnome around here.
Yeah.
Hi. Do everyone in the village share the gift? Same gift?
Gift is a word, yeah. Some call it a gift. Most of us just kind of get by with it. It's cursed in some cases. But yeah, we all are blessed by the beast.
How many?
Last I counted, about 41.
What while they're talking, can I ask what the three as we look at damn it, I wrote it. Sayadon. Damn it. Sayadon. What are the three heads?
Make a perception check.
Are they familiar?
Okay.
Whoa. Sayadon.
The gunk. 11.
11. I mean, it's not too bad given the time that you're now kind of closer and investigating it. It's less like three separate heads on a set of shoulders more than it's one head and neck with three snouts that come out underneath, one under the other, under the other. There's not enough detail on it to see,
I told you 3 heads.
eyes or anything, but it definitely has a unique spread of like a larger extended like howling snout with another one beneath it, another one beneath it, kind of all kind of spreading outward, like a fan of jaws.
You have the vision.
I know you did.
That's pretty fucking
Fan of jaws. Who isn't a fan of jaws?
Well, it's nice to meet you all. Stay dry, and if you're staying here for a while.
How long are we staying here?
Yeah, well, actually, now you mention it, what do y'all drink for fun around here?
I can get you some water. This is the best drink you can get around here.
I don't think that's what he means.
Don't kid. That's not funny.
Anything stronger than water?
Oh, we have a cachet of wine, yeah.
Yeah, when in the forest, I guess.
You said about 41. Does your number swell and decrease regularly, or?
Oh yeah, every few months or so, we probably take on a few more folks that have heard about us or have been directed towards us, and then every few weeks or so, somebody either decides they don't want to live under these more obscured means and go out into the world and never return, or they lose sight of their control and the Gorgine have to put them down. And so the numbers kind of fluctuate, I guess you could say.
If you can't control it, you guys...
It's fucking up this weather. It's fucking up my glasses, sorry.
That doesn't
If you can't control the itch, you just take each other... You extinguish each other's lives?
And you see the other people kind of looking at him, and he's like,
when a person completely loses control of the gift, there's likely no other way to stop them from spreading it to those who don't want it or aren't ready. There's been a handful of occurrences in the history of, well, across Exandria of outbreaks. The Gorgine are dedicated to preventing that from happening.
I'm so curious about what techniques do you use to keep things under control? Is it like, do you talk about it? Do you breathe? Do you meditate?
It's a lot of meditation, actually.
Do you get in together in groups and talk about your feelings and stuff?
No, we do. A bunch of us, actually, we often travel to Javro, and he's like, kind of like stops himself for a second, and the other people are like, shh. We go and pray and meditate and, support each other. And if it feels like it's getting a little too rough, then we, and he points over, and you can see there's one of the largest jungle trees that this village is built near. Its root structure is massive and like wide. It like spreads out wide. It's a squat tree. It's not extremely tall, but it definitely like spreads out wide. And all across it, you can see chains just wrapped all through it and around it. And they are all just kind of loosely bundled in a pile in the front now with manacles and bindings.
Great minds.
You're 2 for 2, Chad.
Right? Think alike. We recently started implementing the same sort of your faces safeguards.
Reflection of recent issues. That's all I'm thinking.
For those who don't take to the hemocraft, the training can take a long time. So this is just as a precaution for those, especially the newcomers who are seeking guidance. It's when people begin to embrace the beast without the proper training that they become dangerous.
Right. I didn't get a lot of training. It was just I was just naturally adept. Maybe I embraced it in the right way. That's why they let me go in the first place. That's why I'm looking for more, refined techniques. Meditation, I guess. Oh, God. But, whatever it takes.
Well, at this point, the hand falls on Tarad's shoulder, and you see Manad, the orc with his goatee-surrounded tusks and his luscious hair, kind of comes and goes,
"No, baby.
Well, I guess we're about to have a conversation." Kind of points his thumb over towards Annalyn, who steps forward.
Well, I think there is something we could try.
That's great. That's great.
I do not know if you are ready for it, as I make no promises. Do you hold yourself in high esteem when it comes to your constitution and will?
Oh, yeah. Willpower is like 10 out of 10.
Well then, I appreciate confidence. Rest now. Stay here for the night. For in the morning we will walk to the temple of Sayadun. Zavrola. And if you are lucky, the spirit will meet with you. And it will either excise this itch or excise you.
That sounds... I would be honored. I'm up to the task.
Good. You all. You still a wolf?
Yeah.
Big lolly tongue on the side. I'm just wagging my tail.
You care about this one.
You can speak freely, it's okay. You want to hurt my feelings?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
And if he were to lose his way, you would not hesitate to put him down.
Oh.
Feel bad about it later.
Richard.
But yeah, we would definitely take him down.
Good. That's confidence on both sides. Once this weather has been more, hopefully permitting tomorrow, pack your things. Tell your ship it might be a bit. It is about a day's travel to the east.
All right. Yeah, we're not in a...
Okay.
We've got time. We still have
2 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks, right, till the solstice?
About 2.5 weeks, yeah.
2.5 weeks.
Can you communicate with him this far away?
I can send him a message, of course.
Oh, right.
Yeah, don't worry.
And the rest of us are welcome at your temple.
Spectators or witnesses or...
That would be up to Sayadon.
Oh. Wow.
Incredible. This is truly a gift. I won't take it for granted. This is a incredible honor.
I would not say anything yet. You do not know what trials wait before you. This is the temple where we grant the Hunter's Bane to newcomers. This is the temple where we undergo our various personal trials. This is where many of us have had our own communions, and some of us have given in to the beast afterward. So, you will be challenged, you will be tested, and you will be judged. Perhaps all of you. So, you have a night to decide whether or not we continue with this, or we never speak of this or see you again.
Do a little insight check. It's really shitty.
She's so intimidating.
She's a tiger.
I'm a tiger. Am I able to do an insight check in my...
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
17.
17.
Hey. Whispers, do you need an easy gift to give your favorite DM this year? Have a kobold who seems to have everything? Give the gift of D&D on D&D Beyond. Sending a book has never been easier. Buy one as a gift to check out and send your friend the code. dndbeyond.link/CR shop. Yeah.
Yay!
So stay...
Okay.
Stay as warm and dry as you can. Tomorrow's journey will not be pleasant should you catch a cold.
She puts her hood up, turns around, and then walks back off into the jungle. The rest of the Gorgini kind of like watch her. She goes, look at each other, and go to follow. One of them whistles and points to others, and they start their patrol watch and vanish off into the jungle. Manad is kind of leaning against one of the trees, kind of. Well, all right, you heard her. I guess we have to keep journeying. It's gonna get real wild tomorrow. I guarantee you. Turns around and you watch as he morphs into his were-panther form, and then leaps off into the distant brush.
It was pretty hot.
I should teach him the elastic trick for his clothes, though. Although he's a fucking sexy ass orc. Holy shit.
Let that go. Yeah. They'll get there.
He's not like right in front of you. He like when they joined in, he kind of like stepped back and began his work with the rest of the people that are currently in the process of battening down for the storm and finishing up daily chores. It is now like getting close to the middle of the night, and it is pitch black outside from the central fire here and a few small lanterns that are hanging around. So most folks are getting ready for bed, it looks like.
Should we just find a place to
Wanted
duck
to
into?
ask
or-
if they had a spare treehouse.
Is Tehran still around?
You can go find him. Yeah, there aren't a lot of people to pick from, and it's kind of easy to follow.
Tehran!
You see, he kind of steps out from this.
F.C.G, no.
I haven't seen any
Why would you even
werewolves.
make that noise with I don't know.
Are there werewolves?
Tongue. We got to do something about that.
Werehorses.
Werewolves.
Those are said toys.
No, he steps out. You can see kind of like a thick kind of like a fur blanket that he's kind of wrapped around himself and kind of puts his glasses back
I
on,
used
stepping out.
prestidigitation to defog his glasses for him.
Great. You were calling me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean if you were all tucked into bed. We were just wondering where we should tuck ourselves in as well. Is there a guest cabin?
Spare shelter.
We don't really have a guest shelter, but it's mostly dry underneath the collection of homesteads there. And he points out to this cluster of 3 kind of elevated tree houses. At the base of the tree underneath, you can see they have strips of leather and cloth that are hanging from the bases of it. They kind of form a makeshift, kind of a half tent space. So that's probably your best bet there. It's close enough for the fire where it won't get too freezing. And hold on. And he goes back into his chamber and comes out with looks like a couple bundles of furs and kind of pass over. These at least will keep you the thinner ones warm, and kind of hands them all to you.
Oh, it's
You just collapse under the
Oh, God.
I was just imagining the.
What kind of furs are
What do you do with all these
Is
furs?
it weird if it's like wolf fur or bear?
Is it their own fur?
It is a
I
little
know,
weird.
Do they
like
make
what?
blankets out of
They hunt
themselves?
They
prey.
say that they execute the ones who lose control.
Yeah, but they turn into skin when they're dead. They
Which
turn back
some
into
of the blanket? No, they're not.
Tattoo.
Puts the lotion in the basket.
Would you hunt me?
Pretend we didn't have that coming.
I know.
Don't you fucking hurt my werewolf. Yes.
Movie.
Yes.
But as you gather your loner furs and gather at the base of the makeshift tent tree, here in the middle of nowhere, uncertain where you stand or where you're going,
What the fuck is happening?
lost in the center of the unfamiliar gloomed jungles of Shenador, you lay down to uncomfortably try and find rest for whatever weirdness and dangers the following day.
Could we say that we hang the portable hole sideways on the tree and make a little tree cave?
A twee cave.
Tree cave.
I love it.
Yeah, let's see if we can set it up so that water doesn't get in.
Yeah. Throw the blankets down. Sorry to interrupt.
No worries.
No, I'm into it.
Nestled within your tree cave, which your twee cave, which has a large pile of materials and items you've gathered that have tumbled now to the side of it.
Next character is Madeline Kahn. I've called it.
Please, I love it.
Yeah.
You bet down. Where we'll pick up our next session.
This is the best!
This is the jungle. This is so cool.
They're were tree houses. They transform at night.
My name's Larry.
Alrighty, well.
Fucking were tiger. Come on.
That werepanther's hot.
Werepanther's hot or
Well, now it's fucking hot, dude.
Tiger. I'm thinking.
We don't have the name of the werebear or the werewolf, right?
No, you do not ask.
Okay.
We don't.
But you'll have possibly some chance in the morning or tomorrow to ask.
what does the werebear look like when they transform?
Minaj is the
The werebear you did not see.
No, who was the guy, the old guy who...
That was the wereborn.
Tarad.
Tarad.
We don't know what he turns into yet?
Cornade.
That was a
Cornade.
little.
Yeah, Tarad's the gnome.
Cornade.
Yeah,
We don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe a werewolf.
Listen, like there are those who've learned to control the beast, and those are the blood hunters. Those are the Gorgine proper. Then there are the civilians that just have the curse that try and not give in at any time, except for when it's a full moon, in which case they are chained to a tree.
I see.
He turns into a were squirrel.
I know.
That'd be amazing.
Predator animals?
Primarily, yes.
What if there's
Occasional omnivore, herbivore.
a werebass?
No cows.
Werebass.
Wow, thank you.
Why are you like that? What did you just do to my favorite?
I'm Gilbert, I'm a worm platypus.
Brought a fish into this shit.
On that note, thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful night. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, Henry.
We love you very much.
And thank
visit
you.
Thursday.
I thank you all for hanging in there with me. Some revelations were revealed, and apparently some assumptions were corrected on my part. I could probably go more into it, but as a second, I am tired. I'm going to try to put, schedule this posting then I'm just going to go. Anyway, as again, I thank you for joining me. This is Rina Mentor, half-elven YouTuber, and I wish thee good fortune. Best of luck.